The second set will be played on Korhal Floating Island. Spawning in the top left-hand position, the blue Terran from Samsung Khan. His name is Turn.
His opponent on the right bottom position, spawning as Red Zerg, playing for KT Roaster. His name is hitmaN. What's also funny is that we see we have two monitors over here. One, the game itself, and the two, a secondary monitor, and we see the game between hitmaN and Cure on that one right now.
And like the screen is paused. It's the picture of when hitmaN is bringing all of his lings and drones.
5 Zerglings and 10 drones.
Where'd the other ling go?
Somewhere else around the map, I guess.
Okay.
Or
You're talking
not
about
on the screen. Yeah.
Well, Turn, he is starting the wall off one of the sides. hitmaN sending out a drone pretty fast here, actually.
He really wants to scout what his opponent is going for, and yeah. No, the Orbiter is out on the way.
Okay.
Just double checking and making a drone immediately after. I know what you're thinking, but
yeah, I was like,
it happens once in a while. It's just that hitmaN left a really nice impression when he went for that particular build.
Very solid
Cure.
impression. Very impressive impression. He is hitmaN after all. The KT Roaster practice house spawn draw.
Now, hitmaN, because of the early drone scouting, he's going to know that his opponent is going for the 15cc.
Yeah, and look at that though, hitmaN, because he sent out this early drone, he's going to be able to delay his opponent slightly here and forcing the command center to be built somewhere else. And so he's going to have to reposition that slightly there. But you know, it's a little mini victory for hitmaN.
And also that allows hitmaN to go for the 15 hatchery knowing that there's nothing else around the map.
Yeah, now the question here is, will he go for 3 hatch before pool or add on that spawning pool here?
Well, he's going to go for the spawning pool first.
Whenever I see a Zerg player scout the CC first, that's the question I ask myself. Is he going to go for the 3 hatch before pool, which is still a little bit risky but can work out? Or is he just going to play it safe and be comfortable and get that pool after his first hatch? So we got 2 racks on the way here from Turn. Well, that's actually interesting because a lot of Terran players, they'll go for 1 racks, they'll get the gas up, and they'll immediately go in the factory. So we could really see some fast aggression here from Turn.
Like I said, Turn really likes to be aggressive. He doesn't like the late game. He wants to finish the game as early as possible. And usually, Terran players, they go for the gas after the first racks, get the factory up, go for the starport. But this is more like command center first and TVP.
Yeah.
Instead of TvZ.
And in TVP, generally, you go for the double gas around 20. He's getting one of his gases now, so around 19 supply.
Well, then again, the build's kind of changed a little bit with part of the swarm, so...
There he goes, he's getting the double gas now. So he'll be able to add that on. He's just going to start producing some Marines here and destroy those rocks there that will allow him to safely be inside his base, in his own little world.
Yeah, and that, because of the 2 racks, he's walled off in 2 locations, no problem.
Yep, getting that second supply depot there just to confirm everything, make sure, all right, I'm safe, I'm good to go here.
And destroy the rocks as fast as possible so that hitmaN can only attack from 1 location.
I'm waiting for a Zerg player to just like try the Band and Bust, the neutral supply depots, and see if it works. Because I don't think you can repair those if you're Terran.
You can't. And the problem with the Baneling Bus, I have to say, is you have to pick the right side, and it's a small choke.
It is a small choke. That's probably the biggest thing.
Into. Against a Protoss player, it's not going to work out at all, because if one of the rocks get taken out, the other one can be force fielded with 2 force fields. It's a small choke like Ohana. Against a Terran player, yes, it might work out a little bit better, but it's still a small choke over there.
Yeah, hitmaN is just droning up right now, so he's not going to be committing to any type of early pressure. Getting some gas now, though. We don't have any Zergling speed on the way yet. We have Stim starting to be researched, though, for Turn here, and he's destroyed the rocks on both sides. So this probably means that he's just going to sit back, gonna play pretty greedy, and just tech up at this point now.
Yeah. Well, he can't get the 3rd command center down, so greedy as in tech greedy instead of a mineral greedy.
Yeah. All right, we got Zergling speed on the way for hitmaN here. Due to the nature of the map, you can actually end up being in a very... oh, look at that. A bit of a mistake here by Turn. He actually has 5 SCVs on this geyser instead of 3. And
I thought it was pointing at that structure underneath the base over there that looks like a starport, but no, 5 guys in the gas. Then again, if you build a hatchery on top of that glass over there...
5 guys is a good place for burgers, man. You got
to.
He told me 5 guys in gas, and I was like,
peanut oil, so good. It's greasy, yes, but you get free peanuts.
yeah, that's true. That is true. They don't have any 5 guys in Korea, though, from what I know.
Unfortunate, but they have In-N-Out.
Well, In-N-Out's more of a Western place.
But good enough. It's good enough. In
In
Korea, I mean, let's be honest, is there any other...
I went to In-N-Out once
places?
with Thunder Toss when I was staying in California for one of the MLGs a long time ago. And it wasn't bad. It was actually pretty decent, but I don't think it was the same level as just the burgers from 5 Guys. But that's just my opinion.
It's not the same level, but if you're in Korea, you just have to deal with whatever you have here.
Well, I'll have some homemade bacon burgers. Thank you very much.
Those were great.
Those were. All right, looking back into the game here, we got a Baneley Nest on the way. The layer tech just starting for Turn. Excuse me, hitmaN. And we have 10 lings on the way now. The upgrades are starting for both players. Turn. It's time for him to turn this game around and get aggressive. Sending his...
Almost snuck in inside the main base, but gets spotted by the Overlords. And now, hitmaN, he knows that the drops are coming, but this medevac, 2 medevacs full of Marines at this point.
I have to say, though, that despite hitmaN knowing what's going on here, his response has been a bit low. Not really losing too many workers here, though. He's got a lot of Zerglings, and the medevac, will it fall? Yes! It ends up getting destroyed. A pretty solid win for hitmaN here. And Turn, the aggression didn't work out for him. He's lost a lot more resources in this battle here, so not even being cost efficient. hitmaN now has secured his 3rd base behind this as well.
This is not looking good at all for Terran.
It's not. He's behind on workers, and I don't think he's even started his 3rd base either.
No. I mean, you can't start a 3rd base if you block off on the 2 locations. That's just pretty much saying, I'm going to go for a fast drop, deal a lot of damage, and then eventually take a 3rd base behind us. So Turn, putting a lot of SCBs, putting a lot of barracks that he could have built. But it just didn't work out, and hitmaN, his reaction was late, like you said, but the micro was perfect. He was trying to focus down on the medevacs as soon as possible.
I love that he brought a 2nd queen, and he had a Sport and Spine already there.
Yes.
The positioning from him was excellent.
And these 2 buildings over here, these 2 defensive buildings, those were against the Hellbats, to be honest. Because that's what Terran players love to go for these days, you know, and against the Hellbats, it's better to get a Spore Crawler and a Spine Crawler at each base to help out the Queen. But now, Turn, he is pissed off. He's just going to go for it.
He's going to go for the attack here. The Spire about to complete, but this isn't actually the biggest attack from Turn here. This could end up being a double-edged sword if hitmaN can identify this properly. Well, may not be able to actually survive, like just a huge amount of Zerglings attacking with Banelings behind them.
Funny thing that you talk about double-edged sword, Turn doesn't care. He just wants to attack.
That's true. It's very true. The centrifugal hooks upgrade for the Banelings about to complete. And
so we need to see a nice split from Turn. He sees the Banelings
he's going
being
for
finished.
it. The tanks are not sieged here, and oh, the Banelings hitting a lot of the Marines here. We're seeing not enough splitting here from Turn. He's going to lose a lot of his Marines, and that has been pretty cost efficient. Oh. Okay, so it looks like we have a pause here, and there may be an issue with something from Turn here.
Right. Seems like he got a warning for a PP that didn't warrant a PP.
Oh.
Yeah. Seems like he was dissatisfied with some kind of settings, and he got a warning because he was supposed to fix it before going into the game.
Ah, okay.
That's what it seems like. I don't know exactly. If you guys know, I'll post it on Team Liquid or Twitter.
All right, well, looks like we're going to have a huge engagement here, and the Zerglings and Mutas are just ripping this army apart. Excellent micro from Turn here, though. He may be able to scare away the majority of these units, and the tanks did fall down. hitmaN's going to retreat here. He's got a supply advantage, though. 113 to 93. And it's going to be up to Turn to try to make this work.
That was really nice macro compared to what we saw from previous battle.
It was. Maybe he fixed his settings or something in between.
I mean, thinking about it realistically, he might have put on the mouse acceleration on by accident, and he didn't realize it until the battle.
Oh, the
Mutas.
Okay.
Needs to be careful about
hitmaN reacting in time.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of Banelings being added into this army here. Going to try to go for a flank here.
And this is really nice. There's no siege tank or Widow Mines in this main army.
Oh, this is going to be excellent for hitmaN. He's going to kill off a lot of straggling units and reinforcements, and then just go for the counterattack, potentially hitting more and more units here. Oh, pretty much the reinforcement line is going to be destroyed here. The Baneling's got to be careful from the siege tank, but we're having a surround here, and hitmaN is just completely destroying everything. The army is being obliterated. If the medevacs go down, that's going to be really bad for Turn here.
Well, the medevacs are trapping themselves in the right corner as there's no way out for those medevacs. And those Baneblades are just going to explode on the siege tank. Goodbye. And the Marines are just slowly coming down once again, but Turn doesn't have a main army. In fact, look at the supply, 128 to 85 of Turn.
Turns, it looks like, yeah, GG. That's a bit unfortunate. You could tell that Turn, his mental state was destroyed kind of, you know, after that battle there.
And here's the problem with Turn as just a person. His mentality isn't great. For example, when he solidified himself as an aggressive player, that's when stats went for man or pylon inside the main base. And he got pissed off. That's why he went for the 5 racks attack against the Protoss player in Brood War.
So, Turn, you know, he's just going to have to, you know, put that loss behind him. I'm sure that that's something that kind of shook him more than it should have. That wouldn't really shake a veteran, but Turn, he's still more of a rookie player, I have to say. He's going to have to, I guess, grow up and mature a bit over time. But currently the score 1-1, tied between Samsung Khan and KT. The next match is going to be Zhangbi versus Flash.